Pretty sure most of us have seen at least one sci-fi movie in our life. Not only presented for entertaining, this film genre has long served as a useful means of discussing potential unforeseen future issues. And most controversial issues in science fiction films tend to fall into a common storyline, dystopia, as stated by Clarice in the Cambridge Companion to Utopian Literature. Dystopia is often used interchangeably with anti-utopia or negative utopia to describe a fictional portrayal of a society in which evil or negative social and political developments have the upper hand, or which demonstrate, in B.F. Skinner's words, ways of life we must be sure to avoid. So in this video, I'll illustrate my personal dystopia, which is based on the movie Nerve. Released in 2016, the movie is about a game which is described as truth or dare without the truth. The game is based on the social media forum, where people can choose to be the player or the watcher. The players accept challenges from the watcher, who are anonymous, and receive money if they successfully complete the challenge. The problem here is that the challenges are extremely dangerous, which can ruin the player physically and mentally, and even cost them death. However, as the watchers think that they are anonymous, they are not responsible for harming the player. This is a dystopia where people can hurt and even kill people without being judged or punished, since social network has acted as a mask to cover their identity. So, how do we get there? We're at the starting point of this dystopia, since this game is assumed to be an innovative and legalized form of cyberbullying, or bullying using electronic means. In Australia, according to Joint Select Committee of Cyber Safety in 2011, 10 to 20% of children and young people have been cyberbullied. Presented on films such as Unfriended, and in real life such as the famous Blue Whale Challenge, cyberbullying nowadays is on the alert. So why does this dystopia, or specifically cyberbullying, happen? I assume it is because of anonymity. A study in cyberbullying, its nature and impact in secondary school pupils, show that 20.7% of victims don't know who bullied them. Most of the time, cyberbulliers are anonymous, as Wilton and Campbell suggest in an exploration of the reason why adolescents engage in traditional and cyberbullying that an advantage of being online or losing oneself in cyberspace is its element of invisibility, as essentially it is faceless. This feeling of being invisible effectively eliminates social disapproval and concerns of being found out or punished. You may have heard of performance artist Marina Abramovic and her experiment of standing still and let people do what they want on her body. At first, only photographers were going near her. However, things got worse as time went by, that in the end, she got cut, undressed, and someone even made her point the gun at herself. When 6 hours were over, Abramovic started to walk among people, yet no one could look at her in the face. She observed that people didn't want any sort of confrontation with her. They didn't want to be held accountable or judged for what they did. This experiment revealed the cost of cyberbullying, that without being judged or punished, people are willing to hurt other people. Social networks have become a tool which help people cover their faces and identities, prevent them from being judged and punished, thus elevate their human nature of violence. Eventually, we're getting near to this dystopia since a rise of social networking sites gives people the ability to anonymously meddle in other people's life, as well as the innovation of interactive games such as Pokemon Go make electronic devices affect and control our life more than ever.